Hello, everyone. Welcome to another installment of the Teams Show here on the Blue Abroad YouTube channel, proudly brought to you by Mr. Cabinets Victoria. We've made it through another week. We are here ahead of round 5. Carlton, West Coast, gather round Saturday, 1:20 p.m. There's a bit to get through today. We're going to touch on, I think we're all going to start off with Harry Mackay and the great news that he'll be playing. We know that Matt Carroll will be playing. We know that Adam Sard will be playing his 200th game. All the news. There's no press conference to watch, but there are quite a few videos to watch. And I think for the most part, this will be more of a discussion amongst ourselves. And also, if anybody would like to come on and talk about something, bring up a topic that's on their mind, I'm going to share that link in the live chat now. Details around the raffle, which is happening on Saturday, not Sunday, and not in March. And we'll go from there. Teams are going to come out 6:20, 6:15 if you're watching on Channel 7. But 6:20, I'll share the screen and we'll go from there. Wow, we're in that, where, the first month of the season is behind us, thankfully. Although I hope that it's the worst of the season. I hope that was the first. I hope that was the worst first month of the year that we've seen in a while, and get a win this week, hopefully, and get some vibes going. So there's the link in the live chat if anybody would like to join. Who's here? Well, Joel is here. He's already here. Joel, if you're watching, I saw these comments. Mate, jump in. Let's unpack these comments. Who else is here? Hunter's here. Huss, hello, mate. Steve, J Sports, Prod, Jay, hello, mate. Rocco Moreau, ciao from the West. So you're at like 2 p.m. Is that right? Paul, hello, mate. Good morning from the UK. Hey, Paul, I don't know if you're comfortable coming on camera. I would love to meet you and speak to you. I mean, you're obviously calling from the other side of the world. So if you would like to join, if you're comfortable, please hit the link and I'll get you up. I'd love to meet you. And if there's anyone else who's here who is, not in Australia, or even if you are in Australia, call in. G'day, John, JT, Buonasera, Cool Legends, Damien, hello, mate. Stairs, good to see you back in the chat. Tony, Lucinda, good to see you. Lucinda, I haven't seen you in a little bit. Rocco, your brother-in-law and sister run their own cabinet making business. Love that for them. Yeah, Mr. Cabinets is the sponsor of this show. Who else is here? Hey, Lucinda, Dione from Bangkok. Love that. Alana, Robbie, John, Sandra, Stephen Dunlop. You got Mark is here. Debbie O'Connor is here. Are all the nasty cretins who spread vicious rumors about Harry and other teammates going to apologize? Well, sadly they won't. But yeah, if you are somebody who wrote a rumor about girlfriend or this or that, you should, whatever. Can we give Joel a break for a week? I think Joel's great. I think Joel tells the truth every time. Jack, hello. Oh, Rocco, you're 2 hours behind. That's right, because daylight savings. Jacinta, you're off to gather around tomorrow, hopefully singing the song. Hopefully after the game. Black and White United, how good is it now that pretty much everyone can get their info from the content creators on Insta and YouTube now and not worry about the garbage on the mainstream? It is good. It's only going to grow. It's been a very interesting week on the content creators front. Bit of a spotlight shown, bit of venom spilled in the review. So that was a very interesting week. I think attitudes will be adjusted. I think they will. I do think they will. Anyway, Adrian, number 274. Hello, mate. Jay Baggers, who has the mail for the teams. I don't know if I want to say it again. I don't know if you guys enjoy the surprise, but Jay Baggers gave us the mail for the changes yesterday. So let's see. Giant penis. Hey, mate. Enzo, you've been watching all the content. Dedication is enormous. Yeah, I mean, I'm all in. That's the truth. G'day, Aaron. Pame re blue averfia. Hey, mate. Dirds is in, apparently. I hope so. Hunter, speaking of sponsors, I had a cannoli from Canoleria in that new section of Chaston the other day. It was pretty good. So Canoleria just opened their new store in Chadstone. So yeah, they're not sponsoring this year, but I love Canoleria. I love them. So make sure you get around them. They've been a big supporter of the channel for a long time now. So yeah, big fans. I loved Canoleria before that was sponsoring the Blue Broad show. Hello, ASA Styling. Laurie, you're calling from Manila. Love that, mate. James, you're from Japan. How many of you are from over the world? If anyone else is around the world, please let me know. I want Joel too. Joel, if you're watching, mate, the people want you on. I want to speak to you. I want to speak to you. Dylan, you're here from Perth. Susan from Malakuta. Joel is yet to be wrong in every way. Teams have already dropped on BA, haven't they? Well, they have. They have. We got the inside scoop from J Baggers yesterday. We'll see. All right. James, hello. I've got a few of you in the waiting room. I'm going to get you in. We're going to touch on Harry shortly. You really love what you saw. It was vulnerable. I had tears in my eyes, puts things into perspective. Hope the Bombers fans also take into account this when they rag on Ben. Yeah. All right. Let's have some chats. Josh Holden.
Hey, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, just getting over a cold, so bit of a crappy week, but other than that, yeah, not too bad.
What do you do to get over a cold?
Sook like a baby.
Sook like a baby. You're just a sook like a baby.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a very interesting week of 4 weeks with the crap we've dished up.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember, last time I was on here, we beat the Giants, and I said we were locked for the top 4, so probably a bit off that, I'd say, at the minute.
Yeah. It's been the worst, I guess, welcome to the worst case scenario. 0-4.
Yeah, well, I think it's our worst start to a season since 2018 when we won the Spoon.
I got a feeling we were 0-4 in 2021. Oh, no, we might have beat Freo early in that year. Yeah, probably 2018. Yeah.
Yeah. So the other night, whilst I was up not feeling well and couldn't get to sleep, my brain just started going on about, the teams that I sort of consider over the last 10 years to be the gold standard in terms of, the best of the best. And the ones that are still competing for the flag this year. So, those teams would be Brisbane, or in my opinion, Brisbane, Sydney, Geelong, the Giants, and Collingwood, right? All of those teams have been, in the last 10 years, thereabouts. All of them have played in a grand final, some of them multiple, and are all looking like doing it again. Obviously Richmond, but they're down the bottom of the ladder. Now, we, and myself, I should say, said, I think we're a top 4 quality side. But over the last 10 years, I went over the draft picks, players we've brought in, and the acquisitions, and compared them to those sides. Okay. Now, this is from 2016 draft onwards. I'm not going to go through everyone because I'd be here all day. I'm just going to talk about our first 2-round picks or players we brought in using those picks. So SPS, Fisher, Dow, O'Brien, Tom DeConning, Sam Walsh, Stocker, Kemp, Philp, Durds, Motlop, Ollie Hollands, Cowan. I didn't include any of the boys taken last year. Too soon for them. And then traded Marchbank, Pickett, Kennedy, Gov, Setterfield, Williams, Sard, Chera, Akers, Newman, Hewitt, Elijah, Haynes. And I got to thinking, of all of those players, how many of them do you think would actually make it in one of those 5 teams' best 23?
In their Carlton form, I would say not many. But sadly, I would say most of them in the right club with the right system and the right development program would thrive.
Fair enough. Okay, but based on the ones we have, the form they've given, what you've seen from us, how we've used them and developed them.
Akers, I think Cherry Hewitt Akers would play for top teams.
Tom and Walsh, for sure.
Tom and Walsh. Did I say Hewitt? I did say Hewitt.
I think you did. Yes, you did.
Is Sard in that group?
Yes, he is.
Sard.
So that's 6 players in 10 years, which is effectively half a player a year. Now, I'm going to quickly go through and again, I've cherry-picked these and omitted father sons, and believe me, the list of talent that these clubs got is ridiculous. So I've just cherry-picked a few. Zach Dewey, Charlie Cameron, Lockie Neal, Isaac Smith, Jeremy Cameron, Tyson Stengel, Bobby Hill, Grundy, Dunkley, Lipinski, Hogan. Can you see the difference in what they got compared to what we got? Every one of those players was All-Australian or won Best and Fairest or won, in the case of Bobby Hill, Norm Smith. And then in terms of draft picks, Papley, McCluggage, Florent, Herriman, Stewart, Zach Bailey, Cam Rayner, Starcevich, Blakey, Bobby Hill again, James Rowbottom, Sam DeConning, Goulden, Chad Warner, Sam Taylor. Now, every one of these clubs, 80% of the seasons, so 8 out of the last 10 years, we finished below them on the ladder, which means, in theory, we've had a better draft hand. Yet, you look at the quality of what they've gotten and what we've got, and it's chalk and cheese. Now, I don't believe it's necessarily all we picked the wrong player. I think a lot of it is development. And the reason I think that is I really, truly respect Pommy when he tells me a player is good in the draft. Okay? I remember him being so excited about so many of our draft prospects and traded in players because this kid's a jet. But then they come to us and they don't really do anything. But he'll say the same thing about someone who goes to Hawthorn, and then sure as shit, that kid's a superstar. So it's almost like he has like a 70 to 80% strike rate when it comes to every other club, but when he mentions our players, it's just in the toilet.
So it's a chicken and the egg. Is it the players that we're picking, or is it the program in which we have in place for them to develop?
I personally think it's the development because the pool and sample size is too large for it to just be the players. Obviously, there are reasons why some of these players didn't quite pan out, like Marchbank and Pickett, for example. They were injury-ridden. But there's a lot of them that you just sort of go, you never even come close to reaching what we considered your full potential. And then you get players that are taken at like pick 40-odd. You know, Sam DeConning was a 2nd or 3rd round pick, and that kid's a star. And like I said, there was heaps of them that I went through that list. And believe me, there was a hell of a lot more that I didn't put on there. That would get a game any day at Carlton. So yeah, for me, I think a massive problem that we have is our inability to develop players.
Yeah.
Paul's another one. I really respect his opinion when he reviews the VFL, and the amount of times I've heard him speak about a player who's up and coming, and he'll use the phrase, they're still wet behind the ears. right? And it's like, can someone give this kid a towel so he can dry himself up? Like, why is it second, third year, he's still no good? Geelong pick up Ollie Dempsey, the kid's a superstar. And it's like, well, hang on a minute, how'd you get him? We've had 4 first-round picks since then, and he's already better than all of them. Like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
So it's a real head-scratcher, but you can see why the elite teams are elite and why we're still figuring it out, I guess. We leave too much to too few.
Yeah.
And that's obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the development of the players is just, it's no secret. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I thought always was a story of development, given where he had come from. I'm starting to think he was just so self-motivated that, he figured it out.
I agree. Always was one of our success stories. And then look what we did. We traded him off.
Yeah. I don't mind it.
Whether that, it's still early. It's still too early for that to go. Was that the right decision? Was it the wrong decision? I mean, we're 4 games post Matt Owies, but
we also traded to get pick 3. He was also in a package to get pick 3.
Yeah, and I'm fully aware Jagger Smith might come on and he could be the next Nick Dacos. He could be anything. He could also be another banana Paddy Dow. No offense to Paddy Dow, but he could be another foul. We don't know. But fingers crossed he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What have you got?
But I'm not blaming anyone in particular. It's just, to me, the development, it just doesn't look like it's an elite organization when it comes to player development.
Well, sounds like a department issue.
Yep.
Yeah. What have you got? Predictions for changes tonight? Well, we know that Harry's coming in. We know that Matt Carroll's coming in.
I think. Well, was Cottrell? If Cottrell was declared fit, I think he comes in.
Yeah, there's 3.
I'm not sure if Elijah is declared fit. He definitely comes in if he is.
Mm.
And I would like to see Durds in. He laid 12 tackles. I don't know if he kicked a goal. I know people go, well, small forwards supposed to kick goals. Well, our small forwards didn't do anything on the weekend and haven't done pretty much most of the year. So I'd rather take one that gives me 12 tackles and no goals than does nothing at all. So
would you
I'd bring in Durds.
Durds for like a Fogarty or Durds for Moya?
Well, Moya will get dropped. So I'd probably bring in Elijah for Moya, assuming he's fit. Mackay comes in for Young. Cowan's out. Actually, I'd like to see Jordan Boyd. Yeah, and I'd probably put the new kid. What's his bloody name?
Will White?
No, not Will White. He's just been named. Carroll, that's him. Yeah, I'd have him maybe. They like to start the new kids as a sub. I wouldn't, but I think they will. Honestly, there's a lot of players I'd be grabbing them by the scruff of the neck and going, mate, you're lucky your name's Sam Doherty or Mitch McGovern because you'd be in the 2s this week. Pull your head in.
Fair.
Yeah. Anyway, I think we'll win and hopefully it can kickstart something.
Hopefully, mate. We all need it.
Yeah. Have a good night.
Take it easy, Josh.
Go Blues.
See ya. Go Blues. Yes, that is Johnny Holden's son, for those of you asking. Zach Borg. Wow, mate.
Hey, Tez.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm great.
I reckon you just grew up in 2 weeks. Like more than what you already have. I don't know.
Yeah.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I want to talk about the team for a second.
Yeah.
We already know that Mackay's going to be back. He's coming in. And Carroll, obviously, the player he's going to debut. But I want to talk about a few other changes. I think that Boyd should come in because of his performance last week in the VFL. Durden as well. I think he had 12, 13 tackles in the VFL last week. So I think he definitely deserves a spot. So yeah, what do you think, Terry? What would be your changes, or what do you think that your changes would be?
So Harry, Boyd, Well, Carroll's coming in.
Yep.
I personally wouldn't have picked Carroll, but he's coming in. So, yep. There's 3.
Mhm.
Durden, 4. And Cowan will come out. I think Lewis Young will come out.
I agree. Maybe Jesse
I
Motlop?
think- No. I don't think Jesse will come out.
Moya?
I think Moya might come out, which is sad.
Yeah, it's fair enough. Yeah, I think he's still got a lot of work to do, I reckon. I think,
So-
him coming as a sub. Yeah, go on. What were you going to say?
Well, Huss sent me a text as well. And he's,
I heard about that, yeah.
He's
Oh, yeah.
evidently got the mail. And the mail from Huss is Moya, Lord, Young, and Cowan out. Durden, McKay, Carroll, and Cottrell in. I wonder if this is actually going to be right, because if it is, that means there's the same changes that J-Baggers gave us yesterday, which means...
That's interesting, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought I was, if that's true, I'm really surprised that maybe Jordan Boyd's not coming in, actually, because his performance he was solid last week. Maybe he's not fit. Maybe, there's a player ahead of him. It's going to be interesting, but yeah, listen. One win, right, can get our season. We'll kickstart our season. Hopefully, it does start something. So we'll see what happens, but yeah, it'll be interesting. I think they do need a lift. I think Walsh coming out during the week and speaking, saying that they all back Voss. Well, I know that yes, you do have to back Voss, but you have to back it up by playing well, because the coaches could do so much. It's up to the players as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
We'll see
Well,
what
you know
happens.
what I'll do? What I'll do is I might get up Matt Carroll's highlights from the VFL, and maybe anybody else.
I watched that yesterday. I was watching some of his highlights yesterday. So
yeah, and I might get up Jordan Boyd as well, because I mean my mind goes to Jordan Boyd coming in for Cowan sort of immediately.
Yeah,
so
that's what I was thinking as well.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. All right, Chaz.
Zach, what are your plans Saturday? Give me a prediction.
Well, I'm going to be watching from home, obviously, but I would have loved to go to Adelaide, but I don't have much time, and I'm going on Good Friday. But I reckon we should win. I reckon 50 points minimum we should win, and that'll really give us the team some confidence to kick, and it'll kickstart our season. So we'll see what happens, and just go Blues.
Go Blues, mate. Before you go,
yeah, go on.
How old are you now?
I'm 15.
15. Okay. When did you first come onto this channel? It was a fan cam from somewhere.
Against Port Adelaide. That win against Port Adelaide, 2-point win. Remember that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you wait there?
All right. Well, I'll wait.
I want to find it. All
right.
10 v Port Adelaide 2022 fan cams. I want to find it right now.
Yep.
Was this the one that we were up early and then we ended up?
Yeah,
winning,
we were, and then Port Adelaide came back, and then we only won by 2 points at the end.
Oh, do you remember how far into the fan cams?
I think it was right at the end. It was right at the end. I remember.
Right at the end?
Yeah, I remember right at the end. Yeah, I was the last one.
God. Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
This is wild. Stay right there.
That sort of class and sort of skill. If we go Blues.
Go Blues. All right, I've got one more. He's holding on for dear life here. Zachary, I need your camera, bro.
Hey, how are you, Terry?
Good, mate. How are you?
That's a long time ago.
Talk to me. What do you think?
Where do we start? That was very close. I was at the game with my grandfather, and we were shouting, and it was very hard to stay on with them. And it's great to get the win. Doesn't matter how you win, you just win it.
Correct. Zach, that's so cool.
Yeah, it is.
All right, Tez, mate.
Go Blues. I'll talk to you after the game. And just remember, guys and people, back them in, trust them, just trust the process, and just keep believing and having confidence every week, and just keep supporting them, and just have faith. Go Blues. See you,
Go
Tez.
Blues. See you, mate. Every now and again, the people just fix things, That's crazy. Watch Zach grow up. All right, Vince. Hello, mate.
Hey, how we going?
Good. How are you?
Nice and hot up here today, that's for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, nice and warm, as you can see.
Oh, look at that. That's stunning, mate. What are you
Yeah, it's a nice.
what are you thinking about the Blues this week?
I'm thinking that we're going to win. We have to win.
Yeah.
I think they're going to over-try again, though, and that's what's causing the skill errors. But there is a point I wanted to make up here. All these people that are calling 3AW and having a real good old go about the Blues and sacking Voss and sacking this and sacking that, how many of you are members? Because if you're not a member, you got no say. You might go up and play and watch the game, and that's good, but you're not a member, so please pull your heads in. As Blues supporters, we've got to get off that definitive line of saying, sack the coach, sack this or sack that. It just can't happen. We've got to back the players, back the people, back them all in. And then I read again that a dick pic is the fucking excuse that we're shit. Come off it, man. Come on. Like, seriously, a dick pic. That's a normal human being. If he's got an affair with the girl, good on him. Gee, she's much younger.
Don't know about that. What do you mean good on him?
But still.
What do you mean good on him? What are you trying to say?
If that got leaked out in a uncontested way, so if he leaked it out himself, then no, I wouldn't say good on him. But I believe that he didn't do it. So good on him.
Tie this back to what your point is. I'm a bit lost here.
No, well.
Let's just maybe bring it back onto like performance of football.
Yeah,
because that's what matters.
It, though?
Well, as in that's the only thing that matters right now, the performance on Saturday, right?
Yeah, that's right. But what has his dick pic got to do with the performance on Saturday?
I don't know. You brought it up, not me.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say.
But why?
It's not an excuse.
Why are you bringing it up in the context of Saturday?
Because we've been using it as an excuse for the past 4 weeks.
Who?
A lot of players, a lot of people.
Who? Where?
I've read on a lot of Reddit, a lot of these channels that this dick pic was going to cause mayhem for us for the year or whatnot. It's not.
Okay.
Do you get where I'm coming from though, or not?
Not really. If I'm honest with you, not really.
All right, so that's fine.
Like if you're gonna come and quote Facebook and Reddit, it's the internet. There is a scale of rational and irrational, and then everything in between that you're going to find on the internet. There were false rumors about why Harry was missing footy on the internet over the last 4 weeks. Like there's a whole lot of shit that you'll find on the internet from rational to irrational. So that's what I'm
trying. That's my point, though. That's what I'm trying to say. But onto the game, I think the Carlton will win. Obviously, I'm going to back the guys in again. I don't want to really see a loss because my God, last week was shithouse.
Mm-hmm.
It was real crap. I just want us to be Carlton for once. Just Carlton.
Just one time, and then another time,
Just
and then
once.
one more time. Do you think?
Now,
A win? Do you still think there can be a turnaround? You know, like a run. Do you think they can dig themselves out of the hole?
absolutely, I do. Absolutely. So I think about things in karma and things in time and whatever. All right, because I live out in the farm. It's a nice place and right next to a beach, so you get to reflect a lot. And I think that last year, our last 2 wins were against West Coast and North Melbourne. This year, if our first 2 wins can be against West Coast and North Melbourne, maybe the results may be reversed against.
Mm. Ugh. I hope
And
so,
I'm
mate.
praying to whatever God you want to believe, but I'm praying.
Yeah, I think. I mean, there's a bit of an emotional boost coming this week. Harry, you got Matt Carroll first game. You got Sardi's 200th. I just think they need to taste winning again, so they can come into work on a Monday with a smile on their face, enjoying themselves, and go from there.
Exactly. And you know what? Like the last child, the kid that was on before, loved him.
The what? Sorry.
Absolutely. The kid that was on, Zach,
Oh yeah,
yeah, loved him because that's the positive attitude we try to need. We don't need to go and call 3AW and air our dirty laundry and say, hey, sack the coach, sack the coach, sack the coach. It's not going to solve anything. Who are we going to get? John Longmire, please. He's not coming to us. You know that. I know that. Who would? Who would come to a club that's going to sack coaches?
yeah. It's a fair point. It's a fair point. So you're watching from home Saturday?
Yeah, I have to. Obviously,
Love that.
it's a bit hard to get it to anywhere at the moment with the animals and stuff going on and Easter. My God, it's Easter already.
It is Easter. Yeah.
Oh God. So, you know, I'll support and throw things at my TV, but I still love the Blues, and that's fine. That's
Of
great.
course. It's like a family, mate. You know, you have your moment, bit of tension here and there, but just like family members, you just keep going. I think the most important thing is to just not get stuck in the mud and just keep moving forward. Like, you know, post game, bad loss, it comes out, we speak honest truths, and then the most important thing is just keep moving. You know?
Yeah, exactly right.
So
And
that's what we'll do.
you know, just enjoy the world.
Yeah.
How
Well,
it
stop
is. Enjoy it.
Stop listening to 3AW and start tuning in here. The solution.
I always do tune in here.
No, I know you do. But like people are going to go on 3W and SEN because it's no different to the fan cams. You know, people enjoy coming on and saying their bit. I think SEN and 3AW encourage the more animated people. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Because it's a clip. Whereas, I mean, the fan cams, I like to think that we have evolved in the way that we speak, even though we're pissed off, even though we're emotional, even though we're angry. Like we try and do it in a way that's constructive and practical. And, you know, sometimes you just got to learn how to get the emotions out. And that's what I think we try and do with the fan cams. I didn't get it right all the time. I mean, there were a few things last week
one does, mate.
Yeah.
You're human.
Yeah.
Surely.
So,
we're all human. But still,
Exactly.
so are the players, so's the coach, and so
That's
are the
true.
coaches. And I
Mhm.
think that they're hurting just as much as we are. So let's support them. I don't
We
want
will.
another player going off on mental leave again, ever.
Yeah.
And we cause that. Not, I believe that our pressure causes it.
Well,
But thank you, Terry.
fair. Thank you, mate. Appreciate you calling in.
You too. Thank you.
All right, bye. Robbie,
G'day, Tez.
how are you?
Good, mate. How are you?
Fired up, mate. Ready to get hurt again, but I don't think we're going to get hurt this week. I think we're going to finally sing the song after a game. You there? Hello?
Yeah, I got you now, I think.
Yeah, I was just saying I'm ready to go, mate. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, that cycle. The first day, it's pain. You don't want to know about it. I think you mirrored a lot of us. I kind of let go last weekend. I just had to sort of just unplug and get away from it. It was getting a bit too much. But that's the life we live and the team we follow. So yeah, mate, all fired up. And hope we can have a win, sing the song, and get things back on track.
Yeah, there was I think Ari said it to me last night. He said, "Oh, there's only 7 teams in the history of the comp that have come back to play finals after 0-4." I know we're not playing well, but I do firmly believe we could absolutely be the 8th. Like, we got that type of club that just do the unthinkable, and for some reason they just have a habit, because this is a pattern. They have a habit of putting themselves in a hole to get out of, and I wish it wasn't like that. I mean, if I lose this week, I don't know, but I still think it can turn.
Yeah, I think we're suffering a bit of that linear success expectation, where 23 we all went to for a lot of us, we went to the finals for the first time in ages, and it was just an incredible experience, and everything was going well, and we just thought, right, okay, we're ready now to take the next step, and it just didn't happen. And we kind of go, okay, right, well, we need to adjust some things, change some player dynamics, and all of a sudden we get into this year and it's just totally flat. So we're carrying, I think, the expectations of 23 still on us, and yeah, that's a bit of a burden, I think, unfortunately, but nevertheless, that's what it is. I think I just agree with a lot of players, with a lot of people commenting, saying we don't have the players. I think we do. I mean, sure, there's gaps, but there's gaps in every team. We've got experience. If you look at the amount of games that players have played with each other, that's, I think, a really important part. We've got a high number of those. We've just got some people out of form. I think the Haynes experience hasn't worked. I think that's upset the dynamics of the back. Who knows? We're all kind of guessing, but as you were saying, Gov's just totally lost his powers. He's just this totally different player. He's just unconfident.
Do you think it's linked to
Haynes
being in there?
I think so. I don't know how, but I think it is.
Yeah. They've got to figure it out.
I think the Ollie experiment, while the kid's just fantastic, he's a winger, and we're playing him off halfback. I just don't think that's working. We've got Jordan Boyd, who is that halfback flanker, that drive out of the back that we could get. I think he needs to come back in, move Ollie back into the wing. I think Haynes is sort of that's perhaps for another time once we've got the wheels back on. Or maybe it's sort of a break glass in case of emergency type thing if we get some injuries. Lewis Young does his best, but he's always just going to be Lewis Young, unfortunately. I think he's hit his ceiling, and he's better than nothing when you've got injury, but that's just, I think he's going to be one of those others that we just can't depend on, but in the event of injury, we can get him. I'd still like to see some of the young guys like Moya. I don't like bringing someone back for one game and then taking them out again. Even though he didn't have a good game, I'd still like to get some continuity into them, and especially, I don't want to say easy kill because that'll come back to bite me, but we're expected to win against North Melbourne, and yeah, hopefully if he could get his hands on the ball, kick a goal or two, get his confidence up, I think he's still a gold nugget that we could uncover. And I don't know, and obviously Harry coming back is going to be massive.
Yeah. I had this chat with someone earlier today. How do you put expectation on what you're going to see from Harry? Like, I don't really know how to approach it. In my mind, I'm thinking, well, it's going to help us with advancing the ball up the field positioning. You know, I picture Harry at his best, marking the ball up the ground, working hard up the wings, so Charlie doesn't have to. I don't know how they're going to play him, but like, where's your head at with Harry?
Yeah, that up to ground outlet kick that he's just so good at marking. That's been a huge issue for us of moving the ball. Giving Teddy K some chop out in the ruck, and obviously, for fuck's sake, leaving bloody Charlie down in the goal square. You know, just it should be a rule, Charlie. You do not come past centre half forward. That's it, mate. There is the line you cannot cross. Yeah, but obviously, and helping Charlie because he's coming back from injury as well. So, yeah, I just think the Harry of old, that position that he's always played.
Yeah. Where are you watching from?
We'll be at home, have the surround sound cranked up, with a cup of tea. I'm off the wines for a month, so get the body back on track for a bit.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that for you. Well, enjoy. Thanks for calling in, and we'll chat soon, mate.
All right, definitely. Take care, mate.
See ya. Hey, guys, I want to play something that I found, something really curious that I found. It was from the Agenda Setters. And I don't know if they're just trying to, take an opportunity to take a pot shot at Carlton, which, whatever, is what it is. But I want to play this and get your thoughts on this.
And speaking of the Blues, their captain let his emotions boil over on Thursday night, Luke.
Yeah, well, let's have a listen to Paddy Cripps on ABC post-game.
Why is that happening, do you think? Mate, if I had the answers, I wish I'd know. Are you confident that this year isn't wasted at Zip 4?
I'm very bullish on what we can still do. Obviously, you don't want to be zipping 4, but that's where we're at the moment. Yeah, Carol, I think that was orchestrated.
What do you mean?
Paddy Cripps is a smooth media performer. Like, he does not make those mistakes. I've listened to him for years, love him as a player, love him when he does talk in the media. That was orchestrated to make sure the supporters know that he's just as frustrated, because I don't think I've ever heard him swear. So for him to put 2 into 1 sentence, I think that was orchestrated to show the passion that he, as a player, is hurting as well.
I reckon that's a difference of radio interview via TV interview. Just relaxed a little bit.
Daisy, your turn.
And speaking of the Blues, their captain let his
Thoughts? I reckon Hodges orchestrated that. Personally, I don't know. Like, I'll get your thoughts. What do you think about that? I mean, the show is called Agenda Setters, so it's in there. It's in the description. They're maybe trying to push a narrative and see what it can get, or whatever. But I'd be very curious to see what you think. Love what Crip said. Love what Track did. Get lost, Hodge. No way. Good on Cripper. Thanks, Luke. Crystal says Hodge is on the money. Seriously, I think that's BS. I'm told Voss has lost the play starting with Cripps. Trust me. Okay. Agenda Setter's name says it all. Hodge, you scum. Hodge is an idiot. Daisy was right. 100% agree with Hodgie. Fair enough. I think it's a pot shot. Cripps isn't silly. It's true. What a stitch up. Hodge has a bit of a point. Cripps has never spoken like that in radio interviews, regardless if it was after the game. Josh, you hear a hurt man who knows that the team is capable but just isn't working. Cripper swears he's just media slick. I see it as being interviewed by someone who was comfortable with. Yeah, no. Okay. Well done, Cripps. I don't know. I just thought it was because I saw this with Jacob as well. And he kind of cut the shit and stopped trying to toe the positivity line and just thought, like, the second half wasn't good enough. I thought there were a few instances of language which was just them. Like, they weren't trying to put on the media training hat. They just, that's how they would be speaking if they were talking to whoever else. So I don't know. But I was just curious to see how you all took that. So now what I want to do is I want to show, well, we know that Matt Carroll's playing. So I want to show some Matt Carroll highlights from last week and see what we can potentially expect. Maybe we'll have a look at Jordan Boyd as well. See how that's going. This is Matt Carroll from last week.
Short from Lucas Camporeale on VFL debut tonight.
Coming in for the Blues, got in the way to break it up. Holland's hands were slick. Here's Matt Carroll. He chips it back towards the middle of the ground. Buzzer does likewise. Worked it beautifully. Foot now tries to explode down the line. Well done by Carroll. And then he bins his kick as aggressive. And it works for Carroll to open up the City side of the ground. Much better. Quick kick back towards half forward in the Mackay direction. Worked under it by Crosley. Carroll at the back's got Pescott for company. Good kick from Carroll straight.
Yes, they have all night. In the early stages of this third quarter, Dawson to Woodcock. Intervening, Matt Carroll finally getting to make a VFL debut tonight after being rookie listed in 2023.
To tidy up, Spencer squeezes it down the line. Blues got a 2-on-1 and Carroll at the 45. Couple of options. First one's hot.
Harvey with the intercept. Casual to Carroll. Edward stands the mark.
His third term, Williams. Just down the line, it's going to be picked off. Mark taken by Matt Carroll in front of Macca. Kick and drives it inside 50. Coming out to meet it, taking it. He'll drive it towards the goal square. Will it get over the back? It will, but Carroll's there. Retreats, buys himself some space, and then a nice exit kick. He kicks to half forward to Buzzer, punched away by Phillips. Coming in there was Carroll.
So that's young Matt Carroll. Interesting. What do you think? I've really only watched him play in person once. I think it might have been, I think it was the St. Kilda practice match. And I remember thinking straight away, like, wow, there's a bit of fearlessness about him in the way that he plays. Like he's got a bit of go about him. I also just want to, for those who haven't seen him, I'll play this interview that he did just after he got selected. But in the meantime, share with what you think. Share with us what you think about the inclusion.
You're informed beforehand that you'll be making your Carlton debut this weekend, mate. Have you started to calm down? What are the emotions like?
I'm just really pumped, really stoked. I wasn't expecting it at all. But yeah, just over the moon. Still probably haven't relaxed a little bit yet, but yeah, really pumped.
Ticked off the final hurdle, getting through training out there, mate. What was the session like? Obviously, with the news that you'll be playing your first game this week, was it a bit of a blur?
Yeah, it was a bit of a blur. I can't really remember any of the drills we did. Yeah, just tried to get through in preparation for Adelaide. So yeah, no, it was good.
A bit about your story, mate. Obviously, you're on the rookie list at the end of 23, and then had a really difficult year last year. How excited are you to be able to put that behind you now and kind of get to this spot, which I guess didn't really seem like a reality just a few months ago?
Yeah, no, definitely not. Yeah, it's been a long process, long year and a half. So, but I couldn't be more grateful for the people that the club have put around me. So yeah, no, it's just over the moon. Really, really keen to get to Adelaide. So.
Carlton supporter growing up, mate, which always helps things. I think your favourite player is actually part of the staff here at the moment. But any words of advice from Cruz or any of the coaches leading to this week?
No, not much. He just got around me, just said well done, deserved it and whatnot. So yeah, Cruz is a good man.
In terms of your footy, mate, for those who aren't aware, I guess how would you describe yourself as a player?
Yeah, a bit of a medium defender. I like to think I can defend well, and then when I've got the ball, I like to think I can use my feet and hands to make good decisions. So yeah.
You called the parents before. Bit of shock for both of them, it's safe to say. Looking forward to seeing them tonight and sharing the moment with them.
Yeah, it'd be unreal. They didn't really expect it, so appreciate the faith from both of them. But they were pumped, so it'd be good to get the family over. Yeah.
And just quickly, Michael Voss wearing a purple skivvy in the team meeting. There is a story to it. Can you please explain it for those who aren't aware, and then also how you thought it landed with the playing group?
Yeah, no, the boys loved it. So yeah, no, Sauce gave me the nickname Jeff because I fell asleep in a meeting, probably in my first month really at the club. And he called me Jeff, and then yeah, it just stuck. So yeah.
and Vossi's get up.
Yeah, Vossi's, it was good. It was good. I wasn't expecting the purple jumper, the purple Wiggles jumper, but no, I loved it. It was good. Good energy.
Just finally, mate, I guess who have been the ones who have really kind of helped you get to this point where you're bracing yourself for your first Carlton game this week?
Well, there's a lot of people. I sort of said Newey and Doc were a few when I got signed. They've been pretty big, but like a whole bunch, like the whole footy department has really contributed in one way or another. So yeah, really grateful to a lot of people at the club.
Bring on Saturday.
Let's go, Kane.
Love that. Love that. There's a few of you here who have mentioned him quite a bit who watch the shows. If I'm honest, I haven't watched much of him to really have a strong opinion, but I hope it goes well. I'm glad they're doing it. I'm glad that they're actually bringing in some fresh blood and bringing in some energy. I think it goes without saying, clearly some fresh energy is needed, maybe to give the group a bit of a boost. But as we said the other night, I'm curious, like, what role will they play him in? Will they just play him in the back pocket and play him on, as a lockdown player, or will they allow him to play to his strengths and play with some freedom and create? That's the question. Yeah. Just let him play with freedom, no lockdown. Here's a chance. Let's hope he takes it. Cowan will be back. No, Crystal Cowan is 4 to 6 weeks away. It was a pretty serious hammy, I'm pretty sure. Give him some space to use the ball, please. Is Crystal real? Crystal's not real, is she? All right. Yalla. Bye. See ya. The other one I want to watch, or is there anybody else's highlights you want to watch from last week in the VFL? I want to watch Boyd. I want to see where Boyd's at, because I still think Boyd is an important part of the kicking profile of the team. But with Matt Carroll in, do you think that means Boyd's not in? Let's have a look at Boydie.
Jordan Boyd, of course, VFL product coming through Footscray's program. Will be quick to a wretched run with injury, shoulder and an ankle across the preseason. Boyd.
Here's Hugh Dixon. Gathers inside the line, wants to step Boyd. Jordan sticks the tackle.
Yeah, perfect night for footy. Slight breeze, probably just favouring Carlton's end, but other than that, perfect night for footy.
Sets it up for Derrington. He'll deliver inside 50, and Boyd's there to save the day for the Blues.
And Julie calls for calm and was able to...
Another launch inside 50. Phillips up the front. It'll spill to Buzzer. He'll get wrapped up. Boyd over the top. Will he be rewarded? Got boot to ball to the square. Dangerous spot again for the Crummers of Southport. Boyd lays the tackle. 10-6 to 1-7.
1-1 for Josh Gore, who, as mentioned, has returned to the...
He'll spear it down the line, just too big. But Buzzer, away for the Blues with 17. Dawson 32, Woodcock 21 for Southport, and this is Jordan Boyd. Aggressive kick into the middle of the ground. Collins. Now to Boyd, the run past. He'll float it to the pocket. O'Keefe.
Yeah, Hugh Dixon just came off. Hugh Dixon from the Southport Sharks rolled that right ankle. So having a look now with the boot coming
up from that shot of goal through the hands of Vickery. Boyd.
Jordan Boyd.
Thoughts? Anything? And do you want to watch other player highlights? There's a few more Carlton Blues fans on Twitter doing an incredible job. Elijah. We can watch Elijah's highlights. Dione, what's happened to Lockie Fogarty? He used to be such a barometer for us pressure-wise. Oh, what's happening here? Later. He was never a big goal kicker, but his defensive pressure was at the top. He's lost. Yeah, there's a few of them in that boat. Durden highlights, Elijah. Let's say, okay, a few of you asking for Ben. Okay, let's do Elijah. See how he's going. Elijah Hollins. Where is he? He's here. I think they'll bring him in next week. I said this a few weeks ago. You know, Easter, Elijah, the Bible, the prophet, all of that, resurrection. Let's have a look. Where is he?
And the Blues can chain out by hand.
Here's Elijah Hollins. Lovely kick on the inside.
Forced to kick to contest. O'Farrell.
Wait, is that lagging a bit? Let me just let that load.
Versus O'Keefe. Hollins. Classy as ever. Get to Andrew McCormack on conditions in a moment as Boyd to Hollins. Hollins wide for Monahan.
I think Crosby got his hands on it. Dawson couldn't control it. Heron swept through. Socketed it to advantage. Wilson coming in for the Blues. Got in the way to break it up for a game. Phillips being harassed. Working hard was Jack Sexton. He's taken a ground by Elijah Hollins and
Swan Vickery to Binns.
Gets it. Boyd came in with a smother on the handball. Then receives it. Taken a ground. They pile in on top. Got a 2-on-1 and Carroll. The 45, couple of options. First one's Hollins. You can see plenty of traffic inside 50. Good penetration on the kick, and Mackay. Kick inside. So at ground level, swooping on a hog. Now to Hollins. Pokes it out towards half.
He can't be far away. He can't be far away. Elijah. We're crying out for half forwards who can kick inside 50 nearly, or is this neatly? Yeah, Elijah should walk into the team if fit and mentally ready. But correct me if I'm wrong. I think that was his first full game back. So if it's not this week, maybe next week. He did fly to Adelaide. Okay. So he may be part of the emergencies or he's definitely part of the squad. We could use some of that. Needing for the link up. Didn't have much highlights. Or Jessica, are you Crystal? Is this just the new Crystal? Would be a match fitness thing. Jessica. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Grown men making fake profiles. Grown men. Definitely needs match fitness, but love seeing him back out there. Are they playing VFL? No, I don't think there is VFL. I think there's a state of origin match that they're doing with the VFL players. And I'm pretty sure I saw Liam McMahon. He's there. Chuck on Durden, played a good game. You don't have to tell me twice. I want to see what Corey Durden did. Have a look. Right, last one. And then we're about 15, 20 minutes away from teams. Also, I've just remembered, is there anyone here in the chat who is going to Adelaide who needs tickets to the game? I have someone who messaged me earlier and he has 3. He's not going, can't make it for whatever reason. And he's offered them up. So if there's anyone that would like tickets, just say yes. Yes, or me, just so I can get a bit of a check. That's if you're going to Adelaide. But I'm only assuming that if you're already going to Adelaide, you've probably already got your tickets sorted. Anyway, let's take a look. Corey Durden. We ain't spinning the wheel for that.
And the Blues can chain out by hand.
Here's Elijah Hollands. Lovely kick on the inside to Durden. You can see it's a pretty wide open forward 50. Durden decides to use that space. Does it well to Harry Lemmy. But gets there a step late. Matters not now as Corey Durden.
Dawson denied for a rare occasion tonight. His opposing captain in Ramshaw got it forward.
Quick goals. O'Keefe really embracing the contest with Crosley here. Durden, ground level. Vickery goes hunting it. Puts the body in. Durden lays the pressure as well. Now goes hunting it. Finds it. Gives it to
Bypasses Edwards. Nice contest from Nelson. Gave Durden an opportunity with the crumb. 2 to beat for Harry Mackay.
Other way, tidy and clean was Foot. Look out, Dawson. Run down. Durden gets him. We've barely been able to lay a hand on him all night. Good to see him back. Just had a rotten run with injuries, Corey Durden, for a couple of years now. Delivery to Lemmy, who was taken over the shoulder. Crosley, another ground ball for him. Needed to be quick. Durden run him down. It's back. Ineffective handball. Williams will take the tackle. Defensively, 8-12. They've given up 20. Just that. He'll have another tackle.
I hope he comes in. At least 20 tackles. I like his foot skills. I like Durden in the middle. Gives us something we don't have. Speed. Another small forward playing anywhere but the forward line. Samuel. Oh my God. Ben Campo is in. Oh, are you playing? Are you fooling around? What are you doing, mate? Are you fooling around? Let's have a look. Nah, you're playing. You're playing. Channel 7. All right, so about 10 minutes away. I think teams will come out 6:15, and then 6:20 they'll be up on screen. We've already been told. I mean, this is the mail that came from Jay Baggers and Huss. So this is the mail. We're going to look back on this when the official teams are out and see if the mail was correct. But the mail was that Moya, Lord, Young, and Cowan would be out, and that Durden, Mackay, Carroll, and Cottrell in. Well, Mackay and Carroll, we know they're in. So let's just see. Also, don't forget, if you didn't get my 3 emails about it the other day, the raffle this week is the Chris Judd signed memorabilia. Oh, you can see my my setup in the reflection. Signed by Juddy. You got a replica Brownlow there. Is that coming up? Yep, there you go. It's a pretty big piece. You got the certificate of authenticity there. Members, you are in. You have 1 free entry. If you would like more entries, or if you're not a member and you want to enter the raffle, link is in the top of the live chat. Enter as many times as you like. We'll do the fan cams. I think they'll start at 4, 4:10, 4:20. And then they'll finish at about 6 o'clock, I would have thought. So the last thing I'll do on the fan cams on Saturday, once everyone's done, is I will spin the wheel and somebody will be taking home this piece. So, yeah. Hope they don't drop Moya. How many monitors? 2, 1 and 2. And then I've got the MacBook Pro, which actually is where I'm streaming from. Although, I'm looking at it here. Oof. It might die. Hopefully not. Still spinning the wheel if they lose. Oh, it's got Carlton, our SEN membership day written all over it, doesn't it? Look, win or lose, someone's going to take it home. It's going to be valuable to someone. So if we lose, hopefully it puts a smile on someone's face. If we win, well, everyone will be smiling anyway. Samuel dropping Lord is fucking wrong. He played well. 18 disposals, one of the only ones who did something Terry. And I feel Ben deserves a debut, but maybe not yet. Very shortly though. Yeah, I think it'd be sad if Lord was dropped. I agree with that. The issue is you're not dropping Cripps, Walsh, Chera, Hewitt from that midfield. So it's, yeah, I don't know. We're going to find out. We got 9 minutes to go. I want to play one more game before we get the teams. So last week, a few of you asked for Gridley. Did you know Gridley is no longer, or Footy Grid? One of them is no more. Was it Footy Grid or Gridley? Footy Grid. Yeah, Footy Grid is done. How sad. That used to be a staple of this show. Unfortunately, it is no longer viable for us to keep running Footy Grid. We appreciate everyone who's played over the last 18 months, Ryan Hayden. That's just so sad. Do they not have like random? Nah, can't play. Does anybody know who these guys are? I want to reach out to them because they gave us hours of entertainment. But this game, we're going to do it one time. It's the higher or lower. Who kicked the most goals? Higher or lower? Okay. That's Brown. Okay. That's definitely Dunstall. That's still definitely Dunstall. Okay. Oh. I think this will be close. Fraser or Jason Ackermanis? I think it's still Fraser. Acker? Yeah, nice. Oh, I think this is still Acker. No, forget it. Knew I hated that game for a reason. Anyway, all right. 7 minutes away. 7 minutes away from teams. What else is happening in your world? Oh, yeah. One more video I wanted to show. So it was a conversation Daniel Hoyne was having around Tom de Koning. Take a look at this, and then I'll get your thoughts.
First, I want to put TDK into this conversation.
Does amazing things at times.
Tom de Koning. So clearly a topic of conversation
Yes.
around where's he going to be next year? Is he going to stay? And what have you.
1.7.
And so no one at the moment, no player in the competition at the moment is impacting the game more with their ball winning ability than what Tom is doing.
Right.
Huge tick. Well done. But from a ball use perspective, he's 372nd in the competition. And
Does Ross know this?
And the fourth worst ruckman in the competition with how he's actually impacting the game through ball use. He takes the footy out of the ruck more than anyone else in the competition by a long way. So, which is going to contribute to his ball winning ability.
Yep.
Take it out of the ruck, you're winning the ball in a contest. Well done. That's good. He's taken out of it 24 times, which is 6 more than any other player in the comp. Of those 24 times he's taken out, only 11 times has it led to an effective disposal. And 1 in 5 times, the ball is going straight back to the oppo and going straight back the other way. What are you doing?
Yep.
Park that to the side. He hasn't kicked a goal in 4 games this year and has only been targeted 3 times in 4 games inside forward 50. So I wonder whether or not that role can change and actually try and get some sort of more offensive returns with what he's actually doing from his ball winning ability. So to be number 1 in the comp with what he's doing ball winning and the 372nd, granted ruckmen aren't going to be top 50 to top 100 players in the ball use side of things. You've got to have more damage in your game than 372nd in the competition. And And
Particularly when
again,
you've got the skills that he's got.
yeah, and we're all watching him, and you can see like he's so combative. He's a contest beast, and and you can love that. And then you can see it on the stat sheet at the end of the game: 18 contested possessions, 20 contested possessions, 8 clearances, 9 clearances. It looks good on the numbers side of things, and it looks good in one area of the ground. But we keep coming back to 86% of the time you have greater impact with ball use, you're winning matches this year. That's not helping that area of the ground, of the game.
I think that speaks to what we speak about on the rating show. And I think that is a symbol of Carlton in general. You look around, you look across the board, especially in the midfield, the numbers are there, the stats are there, the 10 tackles, the 8-9 tackles, the 25 plus disposals, Walsh having 33, for example. But the impact is not there. So, and not to knock Tom because he's doing all he can, but there is still room for improvement. And then, yeah, Kobe, I am curious, like, where do you all now sit on the conversation with, maybe it's different because Harry's in, but Pito, can Pito help this? Or is this just still nah, you persist with Tom and you keep him in the team? Troy, you were talking to a friend about this. You think it affects our midfield? Yeah. Do you think they're adjusting to the fact? Because, I mean, as a midfielder, you got to adjust and you got to read your ruck's tap. So, all it takes is a split second to be out of position. Do you think there's an adjustment period that's happening now? Because Tom's got this ability to just grab the ball out of the ruck and go, and he's getting better at it. Healy hates Carlton, never has a positive word about any Carlton player. Do we try 2 ruckmen again? Peter with a tap ruck. Depends how we are structured and what the boys need. We'll persist with TDK. When does TDK hit to advantage? Well, that's never been it's never ever been his strong suit. And that's the one thing that is Pito's strong suit, hitting it to advantage. I'm curious to see where this conversation is in a month's time from now. Because Pito's going to be available, I think, this week for the VFL or next week. Is it a good move by the Saints? TDK to get him whilst having Marshall. I'm sure both want to be number 1 solo ruck. Yeah. Assist with TDK. Sure, his ruck work needs a lot of work. Andy, Pito brings our players into the game. Yeah. He's playing for the contract, not the jumper. Oof. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't know, but fair. Only game with Pito and TDK is against North Melbourne. Yeah, and maybe Melbourne. We need TDK, but not at the amount. Hello, Lana. Thanks for joining. The clip basically was around looking at Tom de Koning's numbers and how he is the best ruck in the competition when it comes to winning the ball and taking it out of the ruck. But he's the 382nd or whatever it was player in the league when it comes to actually that winning of the ball turning into an effective disposal. And I actually think it's a symbol and a microcosm of Carlton in general. Winning the ball is not an issue. Using the ball is the biggest issue right now. So that's what that was about. It was on SEN. It is definitely almost team time. All right, it's 6:15, which means teams have got to be out, right? Those of you on Channel 7, watch. Hey, Carls. We've gone on runs with both on this side. MT profile is really, by the way. Yep. Channel 7 in Mooney Ponds. All right. We will get teams in any second. Any second now. Although, the mail is this. This is the mail. We're going to test it out. 7 currently doing a story about Harry's podcast. Okay. If we win, how much are we winning by? I don't know, man. It's hard to really see the team winning this game by 10 plus goals when they've struggled to just win a game. So I don't know. Moya dropped. Here it comes. Team is not winning and playing 4 quarters. Every player under the spotlight, even if they are getting lots of possessions. By the way, I met Petra Khan this week. I'm very happy about it. Josh, you feel like TDK does more for himself and selfish on the ground, recently being under contract, playing for the extra money. What makes you feel that way? I see a guy who's playing with some intensity about him. I don't know. I don't see him being selfish personally. Hopefully Lord and Moya play. Really hope we don't drop Lord again. Just fucking win. True. 6-16. A team's not out? What are they doing on Channel 7? Petra, the Oracle. Petra, the cool dude. No teams on Channel 7? What? 7 Plus app? No, nothing? Do I want TDK to stay? Do I want Tom to stay? Yes, I do. I want Tom to stay. Yeah. I don't want to pay the amount that is being reported personally. But I definitely want Tom to stay. I didn't announce the teams. Okay. Just waiting for the teams. They just spent the entire time talking about gather round activities. Okay, so what that means is we're just going to wait 2 more minutes and then Carlton will release the teams, or the AFL app will release the teams. Mick's already on it. The suspense rises. This is great. I think I prefer it this way. TDK said last year, he was saying at Carlton, if he does leave for the Saints, he's only playing for the Dolphins. I mean, it's hard to knock back that sort of opportunity. Let's be honest. We've invested a lot of time and effort into TDK for him to go elsewhere. Yeah, that's the reality. He might leave. I think as the weeks have gone by, I've gotten less confident. I still think he will sign, but the seeds of doubt have grown in my mind. This TDK chat reminds me of Cripps in 2021, 100%. But if there's dysfunction inside and this team's about to, cook it again and the season's over earlier, then I don't see why he would stay. Gov Doc Mott's out. Is that official? No. Would you pass up 2 mil? I wouldn't. Well, yeah. I mean, the reports are 1.7 a year. Always take a little bit off. Shave a little bit off. So even if it was 1.5 per year. No teams yet. We're 60 seconds away. Not updated. Do we get a compo pick if he leaves? If he signs an offer sheet from whichever club and we decide to not match or can't match, then we get compensation pick. Wasn't there something floated around that saying he was going to wait for free agency because potentially more money or something? Yeah. Yeah. All right. 4 changes. The teams are in. I'm going to share my screen. Cottrell's on the cover photo. I think the mail's spot on. Guys, I think the mail's good. I think the mail's good. Okay. Cottrell pulling the monogram. The Blues will have a quartet of fresh faces making the trip to Adelaide, looking for their 3rd straight win. Carlton have already said that Matthew Carroll will make his debut. Harry Mackay confirmed he would return after an open, honest chat about his last few weeks. Cool. Mackay will be joined by the forward line by Corey Durden, with the native South Australian to play his first game of the campaign. Durden was one of the Carlton reserves' best in his return from an ankle injury laying an impressive 13 tackles in the VFL last weekend to add to his customary zip. Okay, great. Rounding out the inclusions is Matthew Cottrell. Guys, the mail is good. The mail is good. Oh, mark this one down. 10th of April, round 5, 2025. We got the mail of the teams before they came out. Thanks very much, Huss, J-Baggers. The sub will be Lord and Young are joined by Elijah Hollands as the emergencies. Okay. So Cooper Lord, Ashton Moyer, and Lewis Young have been omitted. Lord, Young, and Elijah are the emergencies. The Blues have listed Carroll, Ollie Hollands, Brody Kemp, Sam Walsh, and Will White on the interchange. Saturday's game will be Adam Saar's 200th game. Cool. All right, here it is. Let me get my head out of the way here. Let me do this. Yeah, my head's out of the way. All right, here is the Carlton team. See that? All good there? Okay. One sec. Jack Silvani, Jacob Weeder, and Nick Haynes. Adam Sard, McGovern, Zach Williams named on the halfback flank. Love to see it. Akers, Cripps, Chera. Chera named on the wing. Okay. This would be the first time I've seen DeConing with Hewitt and somebody else there in that 3 on the followers. So DeConing, Hewitt, Walsh. Half forward, Fogarty, Mackay, Doherty. Forward, Cottrell, Curnow, Jesse Motlop. Interchange bench, Matt Carroll, Ollie Hollands, Brody Kemp, Corey Durden, and Will White. Do any of you remember how they named the interchange bench last week? Moyer was the sub. I reckon Ashton was he the top name? I don't know. Whatever. Thoughts. Lord is out, so dumb. And it begins. And the insider mail is right. Wow. Huss, mate. Huss and Jay Baggers had the mail yesterday of the teams, which I don't know. I love that we knew, but I don't know if that's a good thing that you guys knew, if I'm being honest. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share this page and then we can have a look at both teams here. So the Eagles have dropped. They actually dropped Tim Kelly, standards. Brockman, Kelly, Noah Long, Tom Cole. That's another senior player, Tom Cole, out. And they've brought in Harry Edwards, Jake Waterman, Liam Ryan, and Jack Hutchinson. Okay. Why do they keep dropping Lord? Carroll will be subbed by the pattern they have shown this year. Can't believe Doc is still in. I thought Lord was solid too, personally. But, I mean, who's he playing instead of? Will White? Cottrell? Kemp and McGovern still in. For sure, Lord needs to play before Doherty. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's where you see it. Imagine Owies got dropped. I reckon Owies was a little bit concussed, but he would do anything to play this game. Would drop Doc and Gov for Haynes and Lord. 4 small forwards. The fuck? Doc will be the sub. That's the male. So they've named him on the field, but he'll be the sub. Okay. Interesting. Will White or E. Hollands? Well, nah, you can't make Carroll the sub. I mean, you can make him the sub. I reckon it'll be Will White. Liam Ryan is in. Yeah, J Sports. You remember 2021 against the Eagles at the SCG. Why isn't Boyd in? Yep. Always will start Chons. Not surprised. Voss goes for reputation, then ability. What's the Eagles? Okay, I think I've fallen behind. Waterman to kick 10. On form, there are a couple of players that are very lucky not to be omitted. Yeah. Can't drop them all, though. There's probably 6 of them. I mean, if you remember the ratings from last week, I think every forward was in the red. Yeah, every single forward was definitely in the red. Doc as the sub. Elijah, welcome back. Not yet. He is an emergency. First named emergency. If Doc is the sub, I'll be so happy. Let him crash everything. I like him as the sub too. If Matty always pulls the eagle jumper, I'm going to puke. He definitely will. You know he will. Whinge. Yep. I think it's a typical selection whinge. Fair enough. We suck. Dione, you think Elijah will play? I don't know. I just get the feeling when Elijah comes back, maybe this is me being cynical. Just get the feeling when Elijah comes back, it'd be good for content. You know, I'll get around him, make a post about it. I think it'll be next week. It'll be in the calendar, you know, book it in maybe Wednesday. Well, we're playing on Friday, so it'll be like, you know, captains run the day before, 11 a.m. post, Elijah's in, ruffle the hair. I don't know. We'll see. Harley Reid back into the midfield. Yep. Vossi's favourites. If this backfires and we lose, Vossi's good as gone. That won't most likely happen. Have to think Durden or White are the sub. Durds makes more sense coming back and no chance Carroll given lack of backline depth. True. Phil Ollie needs to be back on a wing. Always he will tug on that thing like he's a 15-year-old. Hollands has gone up with the team he plays. Okay. Lord in, Lord out, Lord in, Lord out, Lord in, Lord out. Must be great for his development. And he's not even playing this week because the VFL don't have a game. It's stiff. There's no doubt about it. Would be the most Carlton thing ever to have a media marketing rep on the selection committee. Yeah. Elijah will be my birthday gift. Yes, he will. Next Friday. Gov will come good. He's too talented to continue playing like this. I agree. You can't argue that they have a tall forward line, so it kind of makes sense to keep our tall backs. We're going to make some emergencies travel across. Travel doesn't mean he plays. Yeah. That's the second time Lord this year dropped when there's been no VFL. True. Let me just get back this tab instead. I think I like this one better. Yeah. Talented. We got the bad brother. No, Mitch is talented. He's just out of form. Terribly out of form, may I add. Jeremy Cameron is 10 times the player. Yeah, Jeremy Cameron's a multiple. Is Jeremy Cameron a 3-4-time All-Australian? Boyd is there, and he isn't even an emergency. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah, let me just quickly check the injury list and where that's at. So, Pito, full training availability test. Aim to full training. Okay, so we can now remove Cottrell and Pito from this list because, well, Cottrell's named and Pito is a test. He hasn't come up. I don't think they were going to play him anyway. So 1, 2 gone. So Fantasia, round 7 and 8. Okay. Cowan, we already know. Chincotta's not far away. So there's 3. And then these 2 are season ending. So 1, 2. There's 5 on the injury list. Does anybody remember the last time we had 5 players on an injury list? Is someone missing from here? I don't think so. Oh, it actually makes me more mad because we're healthy now. We have everyone. Okay, fair. We won't jinx it. Okay, fair. Fair. I'm just saying it's a positive. Like right now, it makes me more frustrated because we're healthy. Like Kerno, he's been in for a little while now. I think he should be pretty close to full fitness. Harry, I mean, this is the first time we're watching Harry and Charlie play together this year, I believe. Yeah, I don't know about Doc here, but we'll see. I mean, it's a pretty healthy 23 right there. Can't be a coincidence that Harry and Charlie haven't played together during this 6-game loss streak. Yeah, it can't. We seem to play better the longer the injury list is. Yeah. Is Patrick in the ruck? Patrick is not in the ruck. There's no injury list excuse. Exactly. Sevan, I'm honestly looking forward to seeing Fantasia back on the list. Yeah. They'll play Pito next week to help TDK with Sherry. Yeah, maybe. All right. We deserve what we get if no real changes are being made at selection. Pretty pathetic, really. Have we ever had both Harry and Charlie in form at the same time? We have. We have. There have been some games where it's happened, but not. I would argue we haven't clicked. I would argue the two of them haven't really clicked for like a 10, 15 game stretch. I would say there's been a couple of games where they've both been really good, but not when they're both dominating. 2 defenders, 3 forwards, no midfielders on the bench. Lord watching on from the sidelines. Josh, I just miss winning. Yeah. Williams is named in the back line. He is. Chairs on the wing. Better mean we actually hit a switch and spread the Oppo's defense than hit a penetrating kick down to our talls. Yeah, this is a better side selected. Jay, you know Durden is my boy, but he needs to nail forward 50 tackles this week. Otherwise, why bring him in? Yeah, I hope he has 10 tackles, 8 of them inside forward 50 and kicks 2. That's my hope for him. Harry and Charlie is way different to Harry or Charlie. The entire structure of our team and how we go into the forward line changes. Yeah. 2023, they look like finishing 1 and 2 in the column before Harry was injured. That's true. Both dominating means Harry getting lots up the ground. That is also true. We don't need Lord. We need Jesus Christ. Isn't Jesus meant to be the Lord? Isn't that how it works? Terry, you never put any of my comments up. Don't I? With Harry and Charlie both playing, it means we will be bombing that ball all the time. Yeah. Grant, you would play Lord instead of Motlop in the forward pocket. Doesn't that add to the square peg round holes conversation? Biggest question I have is why Dirds and Fog? Yeah, I mean, Dirds, I would say Dirds and Fog and Motlop and Will White. Unless Fog's going to play more in the midfield. I mean, they all rotate through there. This is how we play. Motlop needs a big game. I just want going to the footy to be fun again. Is that too much to ask? Supposed to be an escape from the trials of life. Ethan, this might be comment of the night. This might be comment of the night. And I hope that this show has been somewhat enjoyable because I'm with you. Footy's meant to be fun. And talking about footy is meant to be fun and it's meant to bring joy. Not all the time. Can't always be fun because sometimes your team has to suck a bit, but it can't keep going down this spiraling rabbit hole. Well said, mate. Johnny Holden, isn't it funny how it's always the young kids and young that always gets the chop no matter how bad we're playing? The turnover culprits get away with it again. It's true. Meanwhile, Tim Kelly's getting dropped from the Eagles. Yeah. All right. I think that'll do it, chat. Ladies and gents. So that's your team show. Thank you very much for tuning in. Final changes. Harry Mackay is back in the team. Matty Cottrell back in the team. Matt Carroll is debuting for the Carlton Football Club. And Corey Durden is back in the team. Out goes Lewis Young, who was omitted. Lockie Cowan, who is injured. Hamstring, 4 to 6 weeks. Ashton Moya, who is omitted. And Cooper Lord, who is omitted. So let's just see if this can be the start of something. Have a great night. See you on early Saturday. If you want to watch the watch along, that'll be with Pommy. I reckon he's going to start it at maybe 1 or 1:10. Fan cams. Oh yes, Sard's 200th game. Sorry. Fan cams will start minutes after the final siren. Hopefully, we are watching a win. And then we'll do the fan cams. And then at 6 p.m., one of you is taking home the Chris Judd framed memorabilia. If you are a member of Blue Abroad, you have one entry automatically. If you would like more entries, you can purchase them with the link pinned to the top of the live chat. All right. Much love. Fingers crossed. Seriously, get the job done. Go Blues. See you Saturday.